Hey guys, I'm meteorologist Chris Tomer. Let's talk some mountain weather. This is the On the Snow Before You Go forecast. The Christmas week is here. Let's take a look at where some of the best snow is going to be. This is my spider chart, so areas higher on the web with more purple represent better odds of snow. And I like the central to northern mountains of Colorado through Christmas. I like Wyoming, the Tetons. I like parts of Idaho. I like parts of Montana, the Pacific Northwest, BC, and Banff, and then the Wasatch also are all going to be higher on this list. Those are the preferred areas with this type of flow all the way through Christmas. Here are some of my bullet points. So there's an Arctic front coming, and that's what's really going to anchor and focus some of these bigger totals out west that we'll be talking about to give us some better ratios, some good orographics. There is a second northeast storm for 1223, and it's actually the Arctic front that develops into a large, broad area of low pressure for the Northeast. Unfortunately, it still looks warm. While some of the resorts may start as snow, they'll go over to a lot of rain and then back to snow. So there'll be some limited accumulation. And then potentially, after all the dust settles, we might have a little bit of a northwest flow out west. So we'll look at all that in the forecast here. I want to show you what the setup is on infrared satellite right now, or this is water vapor. So oranges and reds on water vapor are drier air aloft. So really there's only one player, and that's the big low north of Hawaii out in the Pacific. So the Arctic front is already coming south out of Canada, and what that's going to do is it's going to start to hook up and pull in that area of low pressure, so it'll drag in some of the moisture and run it across the front as we get into this upcoming week. So that's going to be the main player, and then all of that energy will go out to the east and become that northeast storm system on or around 1223. So let me just kind of show you what this is going to look like out west. Future radar and satellite. By the time we get into Monday at 6, most of the snow's in the northern tier. Then we start to see it move towards the Tetons and the Wasatch and into the central to northern mountains of Colorado. That's the Arctic front diving through. And then by Friday, another storm system with a little bit of a northwest flow begins to set up. You can see it running from northwest down to southeast into the Wasatch, the Tetons, and into Colorado. So that's the timing of all of this. I want to show you what that actually looks like as far as the flows. So 1219 jet stream, pretty quiet across the west. Most of the action is going to be in the northern tier of states, BC, Banff. But by the time we get to Christmas, here's 1225, very amplified flow with high pressure off the coast of California, which means most of the action is going to be running from the Pacific Northwest, BC, Banff, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, and the Wasatch, and down into Colorado on sort of a northwest flow type of pattern. And so what does that mean for totals? We'll start out west here, and we'll do this in different phases. So 1218 through 1220, very light snow, some bigger snows up in the Pacific Northwest. Just kind of waiting on the Arctic front to come south. And when it does, the numbers all start going up. 1221 through 1223, you've got better snow through the Tetons, the Wasatch, and in the central and northern mountains of Colorado. A nice little stretch there with some good snow accumulation. And then the final phase is 1224 through 1227, kind of a northwest flow orientation. The bigger snows, Pacific Northwest, BC, Banff, with lighter snows coming down through Montana, Wyoming, and into the central and northern mountains of Colorado. What about the east? What about the northeast? So 1219 through 1226 during the period, again, there's one large storm system, and then there's going to be some pretty significant lake effect if you're near the lakes, like 1224, 1225. But nonetheless, again, we'll probably start as snow, go back to rain, and then back to snow, and that's where we're going to pick up these 2 to 9 inch snowfall accumulations between 1219 and 1226. So there you go, guys. Always appreciate you tuning in here. And again, this is the On the Snow Before You Go forecast. Take care.